Hello students, welcome back to UPSC Mains PYQ series, and today we shall be discussing next question of Indian society from 2025 question paper. So let's start our discussion. Our next question is on tribal development. So the question says, does tribal development in India center around two axes? And what are those two axes? First is of displacement and second is of rehabilitation, and you have to give your opinion. So see, please notice that now in 2025 mostly UPSC has asked the opinion based questions, that UPSC has given one statement, now you have to answer in yes or no or the balanced opinion. Okay, so like in earlier video we discussed about the globalization. So in that also UPSC has asked opinion that whether globalization is leading to aggressive consumer culture. So in that also you have to provide answer in yes also, no also, and balanced opinion also. Okay, so now let's break down our question. Our question is asking that is this thing true that tribal development is mostly centered around displacement and rehabilitation? So whether yes, no, or balanced opinion. Okay, so what should be the structure of the answer? So see, introduction anyway you can if you've prepared the topics on tribal development, no, so in introduction you can write anything. You can provide data about the tribes, or you can provide data about the tribal displacement, these all things. So introduction is not an issue. Let's break down the question so that you can write 2 or 3 dimensions in the body. So what will be the dimensions? See, first dimension will be that yes, tribal development is mainly centered around displacement and rehabilitation. So this will be a first point, that why tribal development is linked to displacement, and then how rehabilitation is another axis. So first axis, second axis. Then we will say that it's not like that development is revolving only around these two axes. There are some other aspects also. So this will be your another dimension, that you have to provide the balanced view, that is tribal development only about development or rehabilitation, or there are some other dimensions. Okay, and then you can conclude your answer accordingly, that we need balanced holistic development. So this will be a structure of your answer. Okay, the introduction, 3 dimensions in body, and then the conclusion. Okay, now I will discuss this question briefly, then you will be writing your answer. So to explain this question, I will take a very simple case study, and in that case study I will be discussing these 3 dimensions. Okay, so here I am taking case study of Sardar Sarovar Dam. Okay, so see, we are talking about displacement and we are talking about rehabilitation. Okay, so the case studies of Sardar Sarovar Dam, please listen carefully. So this dam was built on Narmada River. Okay, and to build this dam, around 2.5 to 3 lakh people were displaced. 1 point. And of these displaced people, around 60 to 65% population belongs to tribal community. And who were those tribals? They were Bhils, they were Vasavas, and other important community in those regions, in Gujarat, Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh. So this was one thing. These many people were displaced, and around 60 to 65% people belonged to tribal community. So this is the case. Now what will be the impacts of these all things? See, the impacts will be the tribals will lose their livelihood. Why I am saying this? Because the tribal in these areas, they depended on Narmada River and Narmada River Valley for fishing, for agriculture. Okay, so basically we can say that these tribals were dependent on Narmada River and Valley ecologically, economically and culturally. Everything was revolving around this ecosystem, right? So basically they lost their livelihood, basically they lost their cultural ties, their kinship ties, everything is lost now. Okay, now because of this led to a movement that was Narmada Bachao Andolan. Narmada Bachao Andolan. And this movement showed that how the overall development in India, the burden of overall development in India is faced by this tribal population. See, these tribals are also citizens of India, right? But why the burden of development, why to ensure the development of other citizens of India, tribals have to face all the burden. Okay, so this is the thing. So what you understood here, that there was a development project called dam. Because of this development project, government needed area, so they displaced a tribal population. Okay, which is the first axis asked in the question. And since tribals are displaced, so they have to be rehabilitated. So now they are rehabilitated in another region. Okay, so this is the second axis of development. Okay, so now because of displacement, they are rehabilitated to any other area. So no, it's not like that rehabilitation is the main goal. They are displaced, now rehabilitation is done, your work is over. Rehabilitation means, again, they are able to start their general life, they are able to start their job, their livelihood, everything. This is the meaning of rehabilitation. So it's not like that displacement and rehabilitation we are talking about, so tribal development is done. No. Other dimensions will be, you have to ensure education, you have to ensure skill development, you have to ensure health, you have to ensure their participation in decision making. This is the main goal, not rehabilitation is the main goal. We are rehabilitating so that they can again start their normal life. Okay, so this is the whole question. First axis displacement, second axis rehabilitation, and this will be the balanced answer. That it's not like only these things are important, main important thing is this. Okay, so I think I have explained what all general things you have to write. Okay, so now please pause the video, write your answer for 7 minutes, and then we shall be discussing all these points which I have discussed in detail along with some extra examples. Okay, so let's start. See, first of all, in introduction, as I have already discussed, that you can give some data about tribes. Okay, so very simple data. Tribal community constitute around 8.6% of India's population. Okay, so this can be the introduction. Now, even if you don't remember this data, you can explain or you can decode the question itself, because see, it's not very easy to understand the question. So if you don't have any data for the introduction, you can decode the question itself. So what you can say, that just after the independence, there was need of development, right? There was need of infrastructure development. So government started to build infrastructure. Government started to promote development. But to promote this development, the tribal land was taken and the tribals were displaced. Okay, now if tribals are displaced, then the very obvious solution was to rehabilitate them. Okay, or to shift them to another area. Okay, so this was just after the independence. So because of this, we can say that the tribal development concept was revolving around displacement and rehabilitation only, because it started just after the independence. So this can be your very simple introduction. Now coming to the body part, that is the first axis. It will be the first axis, that is the displacement. Okay, so see, I will discuss briefly that first talking about the large development projects. So Sardar Sarovar Dam we have already discussed, right? So see, the case study which I discussed, your complete answer can be written within that case study, because all the aspects we discussed. So as we already discussed about Sardar Sarovar Dam and the Polavaram Dam project also you can discuss. So in Sardar Sarovar Dam we discussed about the tribes. So you should remember some of the tribes. So you can get very good marks. So for Sardar Sarovar Dam we discussed about Bhil tribes, right? If we are talking about Polavaram Dam, so which tribes were displaced? They were Koya and Konda Reddy tribes. Okay, so very important thing. Now, this was related to development projects, but displacement can be because of other reasons also, right? So, for example, I am talking the displacement because of the mining. Okay, so the mining, very good example for mining based displacement will be for Dongaria Khon tribe. See, this Dongaria Khon tribe resisted the mining of bauxite ore in the Niyamgiri Hills of Orissa. Niyamgiri Hills of Orissa. Okay, so no, these tribes were able to resist, but not all tribes are able to do this thing. Okay, so because of this also many tribes are being displaced. Now, very important point is about the conservation project. See, for example, I will explain this. See, for example, this is the forest land where the tribes are living, and this is the protected area, some protected area like Tiger Reserve or Wildlife Sanctuary. Now, for example, government has decided, let's increase the boundary of this protected area. So now the boundary of protected area came till here. So what will happen for the population of this area? Government will say, now you have to leave this place. So this will lead to displacement. Okay, so see what is happening. To protect the animal, to protect the environment, the people are being displaced from this region. Okay, and for this, the example, very good example is about the Rajasthan's Kumbhalgarh Wildlife Sanctuary. So to expand the boundary of this sanctuary, many, lakhs of population was displaced. And a very good example is about the Durgavati Tiger Reserve in Madhya Pradesh also. You can read about displacement because of Durgavati Tiger Reserve. Okay, so we discussed about, so this you can write as the development induced displacement also. And mining also we discussed about the conservation projects. Now, another important thing about this is the weak land rights. See, as we know, we have Act, Forest Rights Act of 2006. But the implementation of this act is not adequate, you can say. That on paper, we can say that tribes are getting their rights, their land, but the implementation is not adequate. Okay, so these were the main important things related to displacement. Now, let's discuss the second axis, that is the rehabilitation. Why? See, obviously after displacement, the obvious response will be rehabilitation. That's why it is the second most important dimension or important axis. So for rehabilitation, what we can discuss is, see, a very important thing is that, for example, your land is taken away. For example, you were living in this land, now your land is taken away by the government. Okay, so what should be the obvious response? If your land is taken, then, and if you are shifting to another area, then in that area also you should get the land, right? Because land for land, this is the fair compensation. But what is happening is, if your land is taken, government will provide you cash incentive. That if we have taken your land, we are providing you cash. See, even many tribes don't even know what to do with that cash, with that money, because they have the habit to work on land, to do fishing, to do agriculture. So they don't have any idea that even if the cash incentive is given, so what should we do with this cash? Okay, so this is the thing. So there is not fair compensation, that land for land. They are giving cash for land. And that too, if the cash is adequate, means fair compensation is given, based on the value of land, present value of land. So even if compensation is given, so this is siphoned off by the middleman. So compensation of cash is also not sometimes adequate. And if land for land compensation is given, then also that compensation is being delayed. So this is the issue with rehabilitation. Okay. Now, another thing that, see, if you are living on this land, so you are performing various activities like, right, you are collecting minor forest produce, you are doing some agriculture also, you are doing some fishing also. Okay, now for example, you are shifted to another area which is urban area, suburban areas. Now, see, you don't have any skill to work in urban area, you don't know anything about that area. So what will happen? There is no source of livelihood. Basically, it will lead to poverty. So this is also the thing with rehabilitation. Okay. Now another thing is, see, if you are living in this area and because of they have shifting to another region, some people will be shifted here, some people will be shifted here. What will happen? The bond, the social capital, it will break down. Okay, so there will be fragmentation of villages, there will be isolation, it will lead to social isolation. Okay, because there will be separation from your relatives, from your loved ones. So this is also the main thing, breakdown of social capital. Okay, so this we have discussed the second axis, that is rehabilitation. So two axes we discussed, right? Now we have to discuss the balanced point, that it's not like that only these two axes are important, other things are also important. So very important thing which I will discuss is the self-governance. See, India has various acts, like PESA Act, like Forest Rights Act 2006. So very, very important case study you can provide about the Baga tribe. So recently, I think 2023, this Baga tribe was given habitat rights. Habitat rights under Forest Rights Act 2006. So under these habitat rights, they can protect their forest land, they can protect their culture, they can protect their agriculture, everything. So they got habitat rights. So and the Baga tribes are PVTGs in Chhattisgarh. Okay, so very good case study about this, that it's not like you just have to rehabilitate, you have to ensure their rights also. Okay, second thing, you can talk about the education, that you have to, and see, one more important thing, it's not like whenever you will displace the tribals, then only you have to take steps for rehabilitation, or then only you have to take steps for development. No, they are also the citizens of India. So on the place at which they are living, on that location only you have to provide all the facilities. It's not like when they will be displaced, then you will provide the facilities. It's not like that. So you have to ensure the holistic development. So talking about the education, so you can discuss various schemes of the government, like Adarsh Vidyalayas. Or Eklavya Model Residential Schools. So see, what are these Eklavya Model Residential Schools? These are CBSE affiliated schools on the lines of Navodaya Vidya Mandir. Okay, so this example can be given for education. Same examples you can give for the health policies also. And another example you can give about the political empowerment, that holistic policies are being taken. So tribes are being politically empowered through the reservation in parliament and state legislatures. So these will be your balanced points. Now, coming to the conclusion. So in conclusion, what you will say, that I agree that displacement and rehabilitation are two important aspects of tribal development, but they are not the only important things. So we have to ensure the holistic development. And how holistic development can be ensured? Through empowerment, through right-based governance, through community-led models, etc., etc. And one very, very important thing you can write, and I think you can note this line also, you can use in essays also, that displacement should be the last resort. It's not like, one day you thought that we have to build this infrastructure, we have to build this dam, so let's displace the tribes. No, it should be the last resort. You have to do all the analysis, you have to do all the brainstorming, and even then, if it is the last thing you can do, if it is very important. So you displace the tribals, but the rehabilitation must be holistic. I will repeat once again, after displacement, rehabilitation is not the final goal. Final goal is to, after displacement, shifting is not the final goal. That anyhow you shifted tribes to any other place. The final goal is to rehabilitate them holistically. And we discussed that what do we mean by holistic development. Okay. So now let's discuss overall summary. So in introduction, what we did, in introduction, we can provide the any data about the tribes, or you can decode the question. So what the question was saying? Question was saying that tribal development revolves around two axes, that is displacement and rehabilitation, and you have to support the answer. So in this way, you can write the introduction. What you did in body, you wrote first dimension, that yes, these are the important dimensions. What second dimension you wrote? You wrote, yes, these are important, but other dimensions are also important. So this was the second dimension. And in that you provided some of the government schemes also. And finally, you wrote the conclusion. So in conclusion, you wrote that no, displacement should be the last resort. Right? And see, on any answer related to tribes, no, I discussed some of the important keywords. So please note, and no, please discuss this committee report, that is Khaka committee report. Please read about this report, because on any answer of tribes, no, you have to mention this committee. Second important, you can discuss about tribal Panchsheel policy. Okay, and a very important key term was here. It was, I think, just a second. This is the free, prior, and informed consent. On any answer of tribal population, you can write this, that free, prior, and informed consent is not taken. Okay, so the rights are not ensured. Rights are not ensured. So please write these important keywords related to tribes. Okay, now, so that's all for this question. Thank you.